Hey guys, and welcome to this week's Geek Reviews. I haven't quite sure what I was going to do for this week's midweek review of something, because I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to pull the trigger on the Blood Angels. I know I have the rules for the Deathstorm stuff, so that's what I'm probably going to be using it for, as like a close combat support for my Imperial Guard line. But I did think, what I need something to review. I want to put some content out. So I thought, oh, I remember. I bought the Dataslate for the Assassins back in August when it came out, and I thought, you know what, I'll do a quick review of that because I do quite like my Assassins. I have them all lined up there. You won't be able to see them. I'll bring them up closer when I'm talking about them. But I thought I'd give you an overview of what they are and how they play and what they're just like all their rules and stats and all that jazz. Because I do quite like my assassins, and I thought I'd share and let other people know what they're like. Because, as I say, I'm still not 100% sure if I'm going to go on to the pull the trigger on the Blood Angels, or am I just going to wait for the robots to come out in January? Because I've heard rumours and they sound dirtily fun. So, what are the assassins? For those who don't know, the assassins are basically they were originally part of the Grey Knights Codex, but they got removed into their own special dataset, which you can bring as part of any combined arms detachment as an allied detachment. Well, as their special Officio Assassinorum detachment. They have their own special detachment that you can bring as like an ally to any Imperial Guard force as Battle Brothers. They're very good. They're unique. There's four different assassins, as you can see from behind me, each with their own special unique abilities and rule sets. So I'm just going to go through them all one at a time, and just let you guys know what I think about them. I don't want it to rotate. Oh well. Sorry. There we go. Auto rotate off. So what you get in the data slate? It's about, I think it's like about £9 from Black Library or GW, and in the dataset you get the background, the history of all the four main assassin temples, as well as the datasets for the actual assassins themselves. I'm going to go through. I'm going to just be reading straight from my tablet because that's what I've got them on. I've got them on my tablet, so I can be easy, so I can just take them to GameStat and go, right, these are my rules, so I can just use them straight off. So, what it is, basically you can ally these straight to any Imperial Guard force as they were Battle Brothers, because they class as Imperial. You can bring either the formation that's in here or them as a single detachment. Their detachment is very simple: compulsory 1 elite slot, optional none. So basically, when you bring them as a single detachment each. So as with the new Force Org stuff, you can bring as many detachments as you want, or as many different types, as long as you meet their minimum requirement. So you can bring them all as a single detachment as you want, or you can bring multiple of the same types from multiple different detachments, because I don't believe they're unique. Restrictions: basically the units must come from the Assassin's faction. You do actually get a slight command benefit from it. In a mission which you're playing victory points, you receive an additional bonus victory point at the end of the game if your enemy's warlord was removed as a casualty as a result as a wound inflicted by one of these guys. So, if you're playing a kill points game, you'd get the kill point for killing the warlord, slay the warlord, kill, and then you get an additional one after that. Also, I believe that would take effect in a Maelstrom of War mission. That's the words I was looking for. The Maelstrom of War missions, where you get like Kingslayer. So you get like, say the warlord, Kingslayer on top of that, and then this as additional bit at the end. Let's see. There's also the Assassinorum Execution Force, which is a formation you can bring, which is basically if you wanted to bring like an unbound army, you wanted to bring in a formation with them. This is one you can bring. It is a formation of all of the assassins in one formation. They get the same special rule as before, but they also gain another special rule of preferred enemy warlord. So they get preferred enemy against your enemy's warlord. Since most of them are wounding on 2s anyway, it's a good thing because you get to reroll your runes. Okay, so let's go through. The first one we're going to go through is the Officio Assassin. Here he is here. Mine's not fully painted up, but let's see if you can see it better in front of my face. No, you can't really see it any better. But yeah, mine's not fully painted up yet, but it does. He's painted up enough that I can happily field him. What he is basically a sniper. He is 150 points. He is weapon skill, ballistic skill 8. He's strength and toughness 4 with 3 wounds, initiative 7 with 4 attacks, and leadership 10 with no save. For being a sniper, he's pretty nimble in close combat as well with 4 attacks, and being weapon skill 8 and initiative 7. What the unit comprises of is a unit type is infantry. He is a character, so he can challenge. Unit composition 1 Officio Assassin, as you'd expect. His war gear is he has blind grenades, basically defensive grenades, and close combat weapon. Coupled with coupled with his Exorcist rifle and his Exorcist pistol, so technically he gets the additional +1 for close combat weapon and pistol from that as well, so he has technically 5 attacks in close combat. I'm going to go through the rest of the war gear before I go through his rules. Basically is Exorcist rifle, I believe I'm saying that right, and pistol are the rifle is range 72 and the pistol is range 12. It's both strength X because they are a sniper, and they're both AP2. The rifle, of course, is heavy 1 sniper, Exodus ammo. Pistol is pistol sniper, Exodus ammo. So basically, if you move, you can still fire with your pistol beforehand. You then have 3 special ammunition types that you can use because the Exodus ammo special rules. You have 3 different types. The first one is Shield Breaker. Invulnerable saves cannot be taken against wounds or glancing hits or penetrating hits caused by the Shield Breaker round. So it's a sniper, so you're wounding on 4s. So if you happen to pick out an enemy character and go bang, I'm going to use this ammo, roll a 4, goes through their armor, goes through their invul. If they've only got 1 wound left, bang, they're dead. Turbo Penetrator round. Against vehicles shot from the Turbo Penetrator round, the strength counts as 10, so it's strength 10 shot, so it's pretty good. It's going to punch through most vehicles. Against all other targets, if you do a shot from the Turbo Penetrator round and wound, it does D3 wounds instead of 1. So, you know, an enemy character again with like 2 or 3 wounds, bang, they're dead. That's it. And then the Hellfire round, basically shots from the Hellfire round always wound on 2+. So again, enemy commander on 1 wound left, who's like kind of out in the open, bang, he's dead. Pardon me. His other bit of war gear is the Spy Mask. All successful hit rolls made by the Officio Assassin, excluding snapshots, ignore cover. So those other shots which are AP2, they also ignore cover. So basically, your only defense against him is invuls, and he has a shot that can get through them as well. Right, going through his special rules now. I probably should have gone through them beforehand, but because it makes a bit more sense with some of the things I was just saying. But yeah, special rules: Fearless, Infiltrate, Move through cover and stealth. So in ruins he has a 4+, 3+ cover. In the open he has at least a 6+, but doesn't really matter. Deadshot, all successful to hit rolls by the Officio Assassin, excluding snapshots or precision shot. So you can go, bang, I want to take out that melter out that squad. He can't look out Sir from a melter. 2+, wounded, he's dead. There you go. You can pick out targets from squads that you don't like, stuff that can insta-kill these guys, or stuff that can, you know, do damage to your forces. You can just go, bang, they're gone. He is an independent operative. Model with this special rule can neither join or join by other characters. So he has to stay by himself. If this model is also your warlord, he cannot have a warlord trait because he's too busy focusing on his own mission to worry about leading troops. This rule is going to be a universal rule for all 4 assassins, so I'm just not going to read it out for the other ones, but yeah, they all have this exact same rule. They also have a special rule called lightning reflexes. This special rule is carried across all 4 assassins again. A model with this special rule has a 4+ invulnerable save. So they're having no save before, they actually have a 4+ invulnerable. Also, they do not suffer initiative penalty when charging an enemy through difficult terrain. So you can charge through difficult terrain. He's got move through cover anyway, so he doesn't suffer the -2, and he doesn't suffer the initiative penalty. He's striking at his initiative 7. So that's pretty cool. Also, another special rule, which I believe is universal for them all, again, is no escape. Enemy characters suffer a -2 penalty to their lookout sirs test against wounds inflicted. So basically, that independent character that normally looks at Sir on a 2+ is now a 4+. The sergeant in the squad that normally looks at Sir on a 4+ is now a 6+. So it's good for sniping out characters, or he's good for just generally picking off special weapons. So that's the Vindicator Assassin. He's pretty cool. I quite like him. Just having him sat back in like a building with a 3+ cover save, going bang, bang, bang. Granted, mine hasn't had that much luck because he's still wounding on a 4+, but it's like bang. Oh, I've hit because I'm ballistic skill 8, and I get like hit on 2s or rerolls of I think 4s. But it's like then you still got a wound. I generally try and go for turbo penetrate rounds to just basically one-shot characters. Sometimes I don't get the 4. Hey, Sarah. I believe that is all his special rules. Okay, that is all his special rules. Who's this one? Okay, this is the Claudius Assassin next, which I believe is this girl here. This girl here. Can you see her? Can't quite see her that well, but yeah, as you can see, she's quite a nice little model. Basically, a single piece of resin fine cast model. Out of all the fine cast models I've done from GW, it's actually done quite nicely. There's no miscasting on it. Same with the Vindicator. He's slightly miscast on the barrel of his gun, but I was able to fix that, so no big issue. Okay, the Claudius Assassin again is an assassin unit type infantry character, composition 1. She's 145 points. She's slightly cheaper. She's weapon skill, ballistic skill 8, strength and toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 7, 4 attacks, leadership 10. No save again, but doesn't matter because you have the lightning reflexes special rule. Special rules are fearless fleet, infiltrate, hit and run, move through cover, precision strikes. So in close combat, she can pick out whoever she wants in close combat. She can just go right. I'm in close combat. Doesn't matter. I think precision strikes may be on 6s still, or it's just because it's a precision strikes. I may be all hits with her, or you can pick whoever you want. But yeah, independent operative, lightning reflexes, no escape, same as all the other assassins. This is where she gets interesting. She has lots of special rules and some awesome war gear, which I'm going to go through. First special rule is polymorph. When the Claudius Assassin is deployed using her infiltrate special rule, she may be set up. She can be set up within an within an inch of an enemy. So whether they can draw a line of sight to her or not. So because basically the fluff behind it is she's a disguising assassin. She gets in amongst your troops. She's there for months, weeks, and years on end, kind of thing, infiltrating your ranks, and then she's surprised. Hi, I'm an assassin, really. And basically, during the first turn, that during the first turn of the game, that she's on the table, or she arrives from reserves, enemy units that want to shoot at her have to snapshot. So that's pretty cool. And then Reign of Confusion. If you include a Claudius Assassin into your in your army, you get to reroll your seize the initiative rolls. So that would be handy if you happen to be like if you bring Bjorn Feltooth, I think it is, or the captain from the Blood Angels one, which gives him +1 to seize the initiative. So you get the seize the initiative of 5+ with a reroll. That's pretty cool. Also, in addition, your opponent suffers a -3 to their first reserve roll that they roll in the game. So if they've only have one reserve, it's not coming in first turn unless they roll a 6. That's pretty cool. Okay, War Gear. She has the Neuron Shredder, which is her little funky little pistol out the front. You can see there. Basically, that's a template weapon. It's Strength 1, AP 2, pistol, Neuron Shock. Neuron Shock is this weapon always wounds on a 4+. It's not poison or anything like that, or Fleshbane, or like a nerf version of Fleshbane kind of thing. It's just Neuron Shock. So anything that says that it ignores poison or Fleshbane, this doesn't get ignored by, because it's a completely separate rule. But the special rule has no effect against vehicles, so it's still Strength 1 against vehicles, so you're not going to hurt them. Unless for some reason it's with Scarabs, and the Scarabs have already stripped off a load of armour. Could happen. She has a Phase Sword, which is a sword, Strength User, AP2, melee phasing hits. Phasing hits basically any rolls to wound of a 6, ignore invul saves. So she can just basically cut through you. So that's pretty good if you're going against a person with a good invul. If she wounds on a 6, she just goes straight through it. She also has a Poison Blade, which is Strength User, AP Dash, Melee, Poison 3+ Rending. So it's a nice Poison 3+ Rending. So if it's going up against anything big, she's got like 6 attacks on the charge with close combat weapon and with a pistol and a sword and charge bonus. Hitting on 2s. Well, not hitting on 2s. Hitting on 3s. I wish 2s for the most part. And wounding on 3s. Won't get the reroll, but still, wounding on 3s. Pretty cool. Let's see. It's this guy next. He's not finished painted either. The Officio Assassin. I can never pronounce the names in these damn things. Again, is an assassin, unit infantry character, composition of 1. He's 135 points. Weapon skill, ballistic skill 8, strength toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 7, 4 attacks, leadership 10, no save, same as before. But he has let's see, he has lightning reflexes and a no escape and what's it called, independent operative again. His other special rules are Fearless, Feel No Pain, Infiltrate, Furious Charge, so his toughness is strength 5 on the charge. Strike at an initiative 7, gonna hurt. Move through cover. He has another special rules called Fast Shot. When he's taking shots with his gun, he can shoot 4 times, and he has 2 guns which he has 1 pistol that can fire in 2 different modes, and he can choose which mode he wants to fire in each shot. So you can have 2 of one version, 2 of the other version. So that's pretty cool. Bio Meltdown. Basically, once he's dead, so you want him to be in close combat when he dies. Everyone within 6 inches, friend or foe, takes a strength 5 hit, AP dash. So when he basically, the fluff is because of all the chemicals that is used to create him and genetically modify him. He's basically a vat of chemicals that's only kept in control while he's alive, and the second he dies, like his brain no longer functions, his heart no longer functions. All the chemicals just mix in his body and it just explodes, which is pretty cool. Is that all special rules? Yeah, that's all special rules. His war gear, he has he has a power sword, melter bombs. He has an executioner's pistol, which is his special pistol that can fire into a different mode. It either fires as a needle pistol with a 12-inch range, strength 1, poison, or a bolt pistol, standard bolt pistol, strength 4, AP 5. He has throw zone, which is a piece of war gear. Basically, when he charges in the combat, he charges 3d6, and you add them all together to determine his charge distance. So he's got quite a big threat range. So normal people charging 2d6, he's charging 3d6. His maximum charge range is actually 18 inches. And also, in addition, when he charges in combat, he gets 3 bonus attacks instead of 1. So he has 4 attacks base, plus 3 for charging, that's 7, plus 1 for a pistol and close combat weapon. So if he's using his power sword, so he has 8 attacks on the charge. Weapon skill 8, he's just gonna basically butcher whatever he hits. He also has another weapon called the Neuron Gauntlet. Strength User, AP Dash, Melee, Fleshbane, Shred. So if you really just want to make sure you get a lot of wounds in, you go in there, wounding on 2s, rerolling 1s. Yeah, they're going to get armor saves, but you can do 8. You're probably going to get 8 hits, well, 7 hits probably, unless you're really unlucky. And then you basically, all those hits are going to turn into wounds. So if you're going against low armor people, you may as well just use the Neuron Gauntlet and shred as many as you can. If you're going against Space Marines, use the Power Sword because you're wounding on 3s. Also, here's another piece of war gear called Sensory Array. Basically, when he's firing those Overwatch shots, because he gets to fire 4 times, remember, he gets to fire at his full ballistic skill, which is ballistic skill 8. So you're hitting on 2s, re-rolling, and hitting on 4s. So that's him. And here we come to this psychic monstrosity that is the Culex Assassin. I can't remember if I pronounced that right. So here he is with his big head and his big head gun. He is 140 points, infantry character, unit composition of 1. He is he has special rules of Fear, Fearless, Infiltrate, Move through cover, Preferred Enemy Psychers. So any Psychers he gets preferred enemy against. Exact same stat line as before as well. Weapon skill plus 8, strength toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 7, 4 attacks, and leadership 10, no saves. Independent operative. So again, same before, lightning reflexes and no escape. He also has another special rule called Life Drain. No armor saves may be taken against wound inflicted by the Culex Assassin in close combat. Any rolls to wound of a 6 in close combat infer instant death. In addition, any close combat attacks inflicted by the Culex Assassin that are allocated to a Psyker automatically have the instant death special rule, no matter what. So you can go up against a Hive Tyrant. Yeah, you're wounding on 6s, but if you're going to punch him and you get a single 6, you're dead. You're dead. And you're striking about the same initiative as him. Okay. Other special rule is Psychic Abomination. Psychers friendly or foe within 12 inches of the assassin have their leadership lowered by 3. They also cannot generate warp charges, so basically during the psychic phase, you only get what you roll for your thingy from them. So if you happen to have your only psycho within 12 inches of him, and you roll a 4 for your psychic warp charges, you only get 4. You don't get whatever mastery level he is on top of that. So you can be quite evil of that. Also, in addition, any psychers that are within 12 inches of him can only harness warp charges on a roll of a 6. So you pretty much have to make yourself perils to get a power off, because that's how much of a psychic monstrosity is. Also, any psychic powers, no psychic powers can target or affect the assassin. You can, so basically any attacks that go at him automatically fail, no matter what. Also, any blessings or maledictions. So with that, you kind of got to be careful with your own blessings and maledictions if you're moving him into combat. Any that happen to go off within 12 inches of him, like they happen to affect a unit within 12 inches of him, they automatically get negated. So if they're friendly or foe, they just don't happen. So you just got to kind of you got to be careful with your positioning of him, so he doesn't screw over you on psychic phase. Okay, so that's his special rules. His war gear is the Anium Spectrum, which is basically his headpiece. Basically, he doesn't have a shooting attack as per se. His shooting attack happens in the psychic phase, and you use this. Basically, how you fire it is range 18, strength 5, AP 1, assault X, absorb warp charge. Basically, absorb warp charges. Basically, you can take 3 warp charges from your own warp charge pool and add it, and that's how many shots you get, plus however many mastery levels are within 12 inches of him. So if you happen to be going against a demon army, which happens to have lots of mastery levels in it, so you happen to say have 6 mastery levels within 12 inches of him, he gets 6 shots plus plus however many warp charges you've got. So if you've got no psychers and you roll minimum of 3 warp charges, you're gonna give it to him so you can have 9 shots at ballistic skill 8, so you know, strength 5. So he's, whatever he's going to hit, he's going to kill. So that's his nice piece of war gear. He also has Ethereum, which is a special piece of, basically he's his skin. All shots that and close combat attacks that are resolved against him are at ballistic skill and weapon skill 1. So he's always going to be hitting on freeze, and everything's pretty much going to be snap firing at him. So it's not snap firing per se, so you can still launch Ted planes and that at him, but still, with if you're going to be shooting at him, you're going to be snap. Most things aren't going to be hitting unless they've got rerolls. It's cool. Other piece of war gear, he has psych out grenades. So psych out grenades, they do is what they say on the tin: 8-inch range, blast, strength 2, and they cause a psyker to have a Perils of the Warp, which can be good, can be bad, depending on how you look at it. Because on a roll of a 6, you have a chance of destroying a unit, or just completely get rid of a psyker to fail their leadership test, and also you have a chance of turning them into a psychic monstrosity if they get the warp surge. And basically, if anyone with a psychic special rule charges him, they count as basically having a disordered charge. They don't get any bonuses on the first round of combat. And yeah, that is the Assassins. So I hope you enjoyed this look at this slightly old Dataslate, but still pretty cool. They're all fun little models. I do enjoy using them every now and again, just breaking them out and going, I'm going to have some 4 slightly overpowered characters in my army, go deal with them. Or having a single one in there, like this Thursday I intend to have the Avessor going with my Imperial Guard and being like a close combat defense, going just hiding in amongst my tanks and waiting for a moment to strike, to run out and go surprise. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Like and comment if you enjoyed the video. Comment if you think I've got anything wrong, or would like any more clarification on any of the rules I've just went through. Comment if you want me to review anything else. I'll try and get around to reviewing it. As I say, I'm still unsure on the Blood Angels thing. I may wait until Necrons come out, because I quite like the looks of the Necrons anyway. I've always liked the looks of them. They were going to be the army I started instead of Imperial Guard after I kind of got bored with my Tyranids and they got kind of a bit of a nerf on their original 6th edition codex. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you stick around. There'll be more stuff coming out. There'll be the last White Dwarf Weekly until January, this weekend. And I'll probably do some vlogs using my tablet, because I'm going to have this set up so I can do stuff while I'm away. I'll do some video vlogs of the new White Dwarfs, so I won't be able with my normal setup of my intro music and stuff like that, and with pictures up in the top corner. But yeah, I'm going to try and keep doing stuff while I'm away from my actual computer. So I hope you enjoyed, and hope you stick around for more.